Pick a card. What is your current reputation? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1, what is your reputation? Well, I definitely think it has to do with peace and communication. I definitely feel like you could be accentuating those things, highlighting those things in your life right now. And you could also be drawn to colors that are similar like this. Now, I definitely feel like whatever you're doing, you are sitting pretty or you're sitting handsome, right? We read for everybody. If this sounds like you or if this sounds interesting, join me for your reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is helpful or encouraging. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I'm ever so grateful to have you. Thank you so very much. So pile number 1, what is your current reputation? Keep in mind that these are outside perspectives. This is a general reading. If you would like a private reading, those are available for $50. You will get them in this format as well. You have protection and shine ring. Shen ring? I'm all sheen? Say it isn't so. With the number 3, I'm gonna have to read on this Shen ring. Wow. Okay. A ring of protection, apparently. And then you have yin and yang with dynamic. So first off, I'm going to say with these 2 cards right here, I definitely feel like you are in a circle of protection, let's say, because we're getting circles off of all of them, right? And I definitely feel like you could be inclusive. You're in a circle of friends right now that maybe are really protecting you, or a circle of family, or a circle of trust, something like that. You could be belonging to a group. This could be like AA or NA or whatever. Anything like that would be applicable as well. But also your current reputation is that you're very balanced, or you're achieving balance, or you're focused on retaining your balance, something to do with your balance. Okay. And of course we have the elefante right here with the great balancing game. So let's take a peek. Ethicality with conscientiousness. Okay. So something about the number 15 could be important to you. You could be looking at the clock and it could be like 1:50 right now. Or you could be seeing the number 15 repetitiously throughout your day. It reduces to 6. So I always think of the 6 as like being, victorious. Like I always think of 6 of Wands for whatever reason. So I think that you're very conscientious about your positive and negative polarities, about trying not to swing from one extreme to the other, about retaining and maintaining your balance, but also that you're very self-protective. Even this figure right here, if you look, the arm is crossed over in a method that tells me that you could be a bit self-protective at the current moment. And honestly, nothing wrong with that. So what else do we notice? Yeah, something about like how you want equality above all things, and you want things in a balance, because the scales to me is a little bit of a nod, right, to what is going on right here with the yin and the yang. So it's all about putting things in a balance. It's about righting a wrong. It's about maintaining fairness, even if it doesn't necessarily, quote, go your way. I feel like you're okay with making things equitable or balanced or fair, if that makes sense, because I feel like you're pursuing peace at this point. And so your current reputation is that you're not really showing a lot to a lot of people, that you, with the number 3, do collaborate with some people, and that you have some staunch supporters, but in fact that you're not reaching out to like the masses, or you're not sharing with the public as much. Or, you could just have maybe 3 friends that you're close to, or 3 people, family members, 3 supporters, whatever this is, right? So let's keep it pushing here. Pile number 1. What is your current reputation? You have the 8 of Rings. That is the 8 of Pentacles. And so resourcefulness and positive potential. Yeah, and it could be that maybe perhaps you're guarding your resources, although I feel like with the resourcefulness, right? This is focusing on your abundance. And it's like the 8 of Rings is focused on the abundance. And maybe you have like traveled along an arduous terrain, right? And it's been very difficult. It's been a lonesome kind of a journey, and it's been a challenge, but you have been focused on, quote, the prize. And what is the prize? Working yourself. I heard to the bone. So I'm going to say that your current reputation is that maybe you are somebody who has a lot of resources. You are always looking for more resources or being resourceful, right? And you have great potential. But it's almost like you're always looking for like the next step, the leg up, the next rope in order to climb the next hill or the next mountain, right? Yeah. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think that you're incredibly focused on like your balance and your personal journey into maybe even this has to do with like your own business and things like that. So what is your current reputation? What? Disruption and conflict. So pile number 1, your current reputation is that maybe you are willing to dismantle all the things, maybe that you're facing clouds or thunderstorms or things that might be like blowing your mind, because I feel like this has a little bit to do with like that electrified mind. Yeah. And maybe perhaps you're getting epiphanies, or you've had an epiphany, or you've had a sudden shock or a surprise. Now, this can come in the form of a lot of different things. This could be, for example, like you get a 30-day notice of you have to vacate your home for whatever reason, or your spouse hands you divorce papers, or this could be, whatever it is that was built on unstable ground. I definitely feel like that is dissolving. I feel like you're an active participant in the fact that you're kind of like, okay, just want things to be balanced and fair and equitable. Even if it disrupts and dismantles everything currently. So your attitude mindset can be, if I'm partnered or paired up or in a marriage, that even if it's a separation right now, that maybe perhaps the stress has perturb you, or that you realize that you have built on a ground that isn't really solid, because the tower comes when we build on a ground that isn't balanced, right? That isn't maybe even perhaps fair, that isn't something that was going to protect you, that isn't something maybe that's going to advance you, that maybe it was going to throw you out of alignment with you. So whatever these things are, that you realize that, okay, that's going to happen, but we want to restore balance regardless. That it doesn't even matter at this point, like what falls, what crumbles. You're like, I'll even tear it down myself in order to attain that balance. And so I feel like you're being seen as very ambitious. Your current reputation is that maybe some people could be thinking, oh, they got the rug yanked out from under them. Other people could be thinking, wow, I really totally blew their mind or whatever. But I don't think that's even true. I think that the whole point is that regardless of what's happening around you, that you're retaining your equilibrium, and that you're retaining your ethics, that you're no longer selling out. Yeah, because I heard the word sell out. And so you're not selling out to a narrative of, oh, we've always been married, we have to stay this way, or you're not adhering to a storyline of, well, I grew up in this religion, I have to maintain it, even though I don't really buy it and I don't like what I see. You're not sticking to any one of those things any longer. And I feel like with your own hands at this point in time, you're willing to dismantle things. And I feel like the universe and spirit is really allowing that to happen for you. So maybe perhaps you did get a notification that, things are coming undone, and you're like, ooh, shock. And so your current reputation is that you're not really surprised by this, and that you have been trying to establish law and order, balance, equanimity, that you're trying to really implement ethicality into the equation as well, that you're trying to do what is ethically correct and retain your balance. And so I think that these are really important things to you. and that you're not willing to stray from them. I feel like any onlooker, I don't know why I'm getting it like this, but any onlooker that is involved in your story or that is just kind of watching you would know that these are true things about you anyways. So because we're finishing, I mean, I can never let it go early, right? Like a quick read. No, not me. So here we go. Pile number 1. What is your current What is your current reputation? Pile number 1. Ta-da! We have what? I got this during my pre-shuffle because I tested these cards. Okay, you don't need to know that. Anyways, so you have the retreat with the cave. Okay, look at the cave. I mean, I was intrigued right away when I saw this. I did gasp. I was a little bit excited, not gonna lie. And I feel like your current reputation is that you could be very secretive, that you are somebody that will go into the inner sanctum. I'm getting like hermit vibes. Maybe you're in a period of hermitude, maybe solitude, whatever you want to call it. But with this cave, you could literally be going into your man cave, woman cave. That sounds weird, but I think you get the point, where you are retreating. Like nobody is really allowed into your inner sanctum. And I almost feel like these are like keyholes now that I look at them closer. And again, the 3, it's alluding to 3. And when I think of 3s, and you have another 3 right here, I think of like the pyramids, and I think of like the Holy Trinity, and I think of, you know, participation, cooperation, and collaboration is another word that I think of. So I think that you go and you retreat and you go back to your drawing board, or you kind of hammer things out, or maybe you need a lot of rest, right? But you retreat in order to gather wisdom and information, and maybe even your resources and your energy, because this could be very depleting if you're in an energy where you're constantly working, or you are somebody that is relentless in your focus. Now there has to be like a period of healing, a period of reprieve, and a period of, you know, I know where I'm going. Let's navigate this way next, or let's gather our strength and let's head the other way, or whatever this is. So you're not allowing a lot of people into your inner sanctum is the thing. And I also feel like your surroundings could be very like mysterious. People don't even know like what's going on with you. Maybe nobody even knows like where you live. Maybe perhaps you're like living in an exquisite forest like this. I mean, look at this. Who would not want to live? I mean, I would totally sign up. I'm like, sign me up for like 200 years. Let's do it. As long as I had lamps and like cool candles and stuff like that, I mean, that would be totally vibey for me. So look at all the flowers. I think also, I mean, depending on when you are watching this, your current reputation is that maybe you, yeah, because this is a yin and a yang here. There's that hardness of the cave, right? That harsh kind of like cave, and everything's like carved in and stone and etched and rigid, maybe perhaps, but it's all encompassing, and it could be cozy, and it could be protective, and it could be warm, and it could be illuminating, or a place where you can actually decompress. And so I feel like that's very, very important. And I feel like a lot of people also, again, are very curious about what goes on with you, because it's very, yeah, the self-protectiveness and how you're not just giving an inch as to what is going on for the most part. And again, some people know, but like for the most part, not many people do. So I would like 2 more cards, please, on what is your current reputation for pile number 1. Aha. So pile number 1, if you're indeed liking these kind of readings, do take a moment to like, share, comment, subscribe. I almost said surprise. Like, share, comment, surprise. Just kidding. And also don't forget to click your little notification bell where you get notified that I drop further readings. So here we go. Oh, feminine with a rose. And if you look, it's a figure in the background and the roses. Yeah, you could be drawn to like roses, like beauty. When I think of roses, I think of beauty. I'm not personally fond of like a rose scent, but maybe you guys are, or maybe you're utilizing like rose infused essential oils, or doing baths or something, or drinking even teas and things like that. So even if you're masculine, right? We all have divine feminine and masculine at our disposal. Like nobody is always going to be hard. It's very like yin and yang again, guys. Don't play with me. It's very yin and yang. And I love, I'm going to Griselle. I'm like, I love a man who could get in touch with his softness, his like, that's part of like the maternal. It is part of a love of beauty. It's a part of love of self-care. It's a part of taking care of others and how you look at friends and family and things like that. So don't think that this is only for women. The divine feminine allows you to intuit things, to be in touch with your divinity as well. Okay. So the divine feminine channels energy and channels messages and channels feelings and emotions as well. Let's see what else we have here. Dice with change. Ooh. I'm like, ooh. Let's see what this is. I've never seen this card before, although the whole deck's really new to me. So we have change with dice. Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense with this tower right here. And you're trying to kind of eradicate things that you built on faulty ground. So this can even mean that if you did investments, you did an investment and it didn't work out well for you, or it turned out not exactly how you wanted it to, or you want to go in a different way because you feel like it's going to grow a lot. I'm a lot better because yeah, funny. Anyways, I feel like you're going to take a gamble in a different direction. And your current reputation is that you're not afraid to gamble. You're not afraid to tear things down. If it doesn't really suit you, if it doesn't go with peace, with yin and yang and balance, if it doesn't really feel ethically correct, if it doesn't feel correct in your heart, most of all. And I do feel like you guys are like my tarot readers, my channelers, or energy workers, light workers, masseuses, Reiki, yoga, all of the things, right, that have to do with energy and people. I'm getting also here that some of you guys could be gamers. I love the dice. I don't know why, but I've always been fascinated. Like I play D&D, but not, you know, anything to write home about, or like I would really know how. I would just kind of like play and be a tutorial as we do it. But this change, I think, is it's very pragmatic in the long run. And I think that people are viewing you as that, but they're also surprised. Your current reputation is you have people a little bit shook and surprised at what you're willing to take down or pull away from your life in order to roll the dice at a chance that the fates, if you will grant you a new turn at something different, or a new, I don't know, energy level, or a new glow up, or a new chance at a different foundation that will allow you to further your career, further your inner peace, and further your life in general. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the number 8 could have something to do with what we're talking about. But these are fluctuations and changes with the number 14. So that is what I have. That is your current reputation. Much love to you. Let me know what you think. Until next time, namaste.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2, what is your current reputation? Well, I have to say that I was riveted by this image. So I feel like people are actually really riveted with you, focused on you. And I feel like, I don't want to, not in a bad way, but that you are definitely feeling yourself. I feel like you have kind of evolved into someone that you can really be proud of. And of course, we're always evolving and changing. I definitely feel at this point in time you are dearly loved. Join me for your reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. Pile number 2. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is helpful or encouraging. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am ever so grateful. Thank you so very much. Pile number 2. What is your current reputation? You have the new moon with beginnings. I know that's right. And you have, ooh, Scorpion. I love me some Scorpio. I'm not going to lie. Look how gorgeous this card is too. What does that say? Vigilance. You could be coming from pile number 1. This screams to me opportunity. This screams to me new beginnings, cracking things open. I definitely feel like your current reputation is that you're on a new journey, that you are looking into things, but also you're going very, very deep, like Scorpio does, right? You're going deep and you're looking at things in a way perhaps that you never have before. With the number 8, I definitely feel like this could speak about cycles and loops. Before I started your reading, pile number 2, I kept hearing this one song, and I don't really know exactly what it is. The theme goes, da, 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 da. For tonight you belong to me. But also during the shuffle, sorry about the singing here, and I don't own the rights to those songs, obviously. I also heard during the shuffle, infatuation. So you could have a lot of people that are actually infatuated with you, or your current reputation is that perhaps you're infatuated with someone. But I feel like it's more of an attraction because you gave me a little bit more of a reclusive energy, like Scorpio right here. Your current reputation also is that you could have some really compelling eyes. So right now, and it doesn't really have to do with like makeup or anything like that. I feel like it's your gaze, your intensity, or something that has to do with those things. Also, your vigilance, like you miss nothing, pile number 2. Let's see what else we have for you. This one came out in my pre-shuffle. Pretty exciting. Premonition. Yeah, this is like instinct, intuition, right? Instinct. This is knowing. You could even have an owl that's like spirit animal, or you could be drawn to bees, or even, what are those called? Black Eyed Susan? Sunflowers, things like that. I'm just noticing what he's perched on. Yeah, I definitely feel like you're somebody who goes with your intuition. Yeah, that you get premonitions. Wow, that your current reputation is that you get premonitions, that you go deep within, and that you really know that you're up for a new beginning. And maybe perhaps you communicate that to other people. People know that you are, pile number 2, they're intuitive. They know things. They go deep. They have this subconsciousness that really allows them to reveal things that should not necessarily be known by people, but that you're alerted because you have that deep intuitive knowing, right? Some of you guys, you could have an owl is like a spirit animal. Yeah. But I want to look at it like this because it's super cool. So let's keep it pushing here. What is your current reputation? Keep in mind, these are outside ideas and what people think about you, right? So always take things that resonate with you and leave the rest for someone else, all right? Pile number 2, you have the Chariot. With direction and willpower. Yeah, you are embarking on a new journey, a new beginning, a new adventure. And it appears very exciting, but also when you look at this carpet, like, how can you not think Aladdin, right? Almost like a rags to riches, a little bit of like, I don't know, I'm going to be in disguise and be, yeah, this is very much like going deep within, but knowing how to make moves, undercover moves and things like that, where I think that the sun is coming out for you. I think that with this new beginning, things are about to be revealed, not only to you, but to other people. This volcano thing right here, if I get closer, right, pile number 2, I feel like your current reputation is that you're going places, because this almost just looks like a road to me with a yellow stripe in the middle dividing the lanes, right? And with the Chariot, I definitely feel like this has to do with like seat of the soul. Like you're embarking on a journey that is going to be really fulfilling, edifying, and maybe that you are, I heard, no longer landlocked, whatever that means, okay? Also, I feel like you're gaining a higher perspective. This Chariot is flying high above to gain perspective, and all the way through the depths below. It's like you have this way of looking at things from very high on up. It's almost like you get like spiritual attunement or downloads and things like that. And then you go very deep. And I feel like your depth of your wisdom and your knowledge and your vigilance even pertains to you. This isn't just vigilance about other people. I feel like with your intuition, it's like spirit or whatever it is, that intuition, if you will, alerts you. Hey, pile number 2, this is what's going on with you. Or, hey, you're moving in this kind of a way. Maybe you should move in that kind of a way instead. So this vigilance is not simply for other people. I feel like this is like almost like a worldwide surveillance or something. I don't know. And it could be that maybe you're involved in like surveillance or monitoring, or it could also be that your current reputation is that you have monitoring spirits, right? That is a thing as well. Also, I heard just now pocket watching. So people want to pocket watch you. They want to see like your next move. What is your new beginning, your latest and greatest, what's going on. So you're going from the ice snow-capped mountains into a volcanic area, and then you're also bypassing this terrain that looks nothing but like sand and deserty, right? And so you've endured a lot of different terrains. You have mastered a lot of things, but there almost seems like there is, because there's 3 different elements right here outside of the air. I guess I'm not counting that, but I'm looking at like what future terrain you're headed towards. And it looks to me like your future, your current reputation is people are looking at what is about to unwrap before you. What gift are you going to open up and enter into and step into your next chapter, if you will. I think that's kind of exciting. So let us see, and surprising, I will say. So there could be a love story also involved right here. Yeah, with the with all the songs, like I know, like Infatuation and Tonight You Belong to Me, verses like that make me think of maybe perhaps that you have a lot of people that would love to be with you. Now, keep in mind that this is your current reputation, that you simply have a lot of like admirers that would like to be more than that. And it doesn't necessarily mean if you're partner, not partner, that's irrelevant. I just feel like the energy and the vibration of what you're known for is that people are drawn, they're magnetized by you. They get enchanted, and I feel like they could become a little bit obsessive, right? So that's what we're talking about today, is your current reputation, and that definitely you're going places. Let's see what's going on here. What the 10 of Wands, responsibility and challenges. Yeah. Wow. So we have the quintessential pyramids right here, and we've got the crystals. Of course, you got to have the crystals. So I definitely feel like, everything has crystals. I mean, energy, right? And people kind of want to laugh at us crystal people, and they're like, oh, you're kind of weird. And I'm like, open up your phone because you have crystals in your phone. Anyways, I digress. But the 10 of Wands could be a scenario where maybe perhaps you've been feeling very burdened. You've been feeling like you've been doing the work. Maybe that you have been kind of like trying to open up to new beginnings, or trying to kind of navigate this deep, dark thing. And that it's not been necessarily easy. But you're known for your intuition, following your intuition. And also, I definitely feel like it's something that necessarily outside people cannot help you with, okay? I feel like this thing, whatever this is, this new beginning that is actually very enchanting, is a way out of this like albatross of whatever's been holding you back, whatever's been difficult, whatever's been challenging, whatever you had the premonition about, friend. Pile number 2. You are the one that you say, you know what? I really feel like something's going on here. And everybody's like, oh, stop. You're always, with your woo-woo. You're always like this and that. And you're like, no, because look at this. And this is my evidence. And my intuition's telling me this. And they're moving differently. And you are always right. So pile number 2, I want to take a moment to, I guess, acknowledge that your intuition is definitely on fire. It's on point, but also to let you know that this period of things being difficult, things being maybe exhausting, you having maybe too many things on your plate. You are somebody that has taken on a lot of responsibilities. When I see, the 10 of Wands, this is taking on other people's responsibilities. This is if you run a household, right? Then you are doing everybody's laundry and all the meal planning and all the lunch packing and all the folding, and you're organizing everybody's schedules. I mean, it's like excessive. You get the point, especially if you have people that are grown adults. And so I feel like this is taking on a lighter role, taking on an aerial perspective, seeing things for what they really are, with the pyramid, the apex being at the top, and with the eye. I feel like you are seeing things exactly how they are, and your current reputation is that you see through all the things, that in spite of all the albatrosses or the amount of responsibility of the challenges, or even people like trying to throw things Yeah, speed sticks in front of your vehicle, in front of your chariot, right? Trying to prevent you from moving forward, moving on, moving in a new direction, or just having new beginnings, period. I feel like you're surpassing all of that, and you're collecting, because I'm hearing almost like a video game, you're collecting all of the crystals with you. And to me, the crystals metaphorically could be you're collecting knowledge and wisdom along the way that is going to carry you further into your next leg of your journey. Okay, so that's pretty wild, but let's see what else. And you could be moving maybe out of the desert into like I don't know, into a place where they have palm trees and things like that. So I'm thinking of like some places in California, definitely Florida for me. I think of palm trees, but you also think of Hawaii, right? Think of different places like that. Tropical, perhaps. So pile number 2. What is your current reputation? If you're indeed liking these kind of readings, please do take a moment to like, share, comment, subscribe. I would be ever so grateful. For those of you guys that have already done so, thank you so much. My repeat offenders, I love you guys. And so also don't forget to click your little notification bell where you get notified that I drop further readings. What is your current reputation? Ho, ho. I got to say, this is like my favorite card in the whole deck, but every time I look at more because it's a new one, I'm like, no, that's my favorite. And yes, I put this deck in the comments so you guys can check it out. Not affiliated. So we have the column and we have stability. Your current reputation is that you have a new beginning, and it's going to be based on stability, that something is waning, something is ending in order for this new beginning to open. And I'm looking at the 3 columns. It's very interesting because it's like something is fading away in order for you to make room for something new. So we don't see the 4th column here, right? And I feel like that's what we are waiting on. Yeah, like you're right on that precipice of a new change, a very new beginning, but I think it's going to be solid. And this can have something to do with cooperation, collaboration. Maybe you are throwing in your lot with other people, maybe perhaps with the number 42, that could have something to do with your massive changes. April the 2nd could be a birthday or a point of power for you, or a reference or additional confirmation. Doesn't necessarily have to be. And then the number 6, again, with victory. So I feel like you're getting on solid ground. You're moving on to something that is more stable, more divine, I heard. Because when I look at this card, I'm like, oh my gosh, is that card just not divine? Yeah, it is. And then cycles. Uh-oh, I don't even know how to say that word. I'm all, uh-oh. Ouroboros. Ouroboros. We're going to not say it. How about that? To spare your ears. Yeah, but this has to do a lot with cycles, about completing cycles, about glowing up, about showing up for you. You could be really drawn at this point in time to your lunar cycles and something that has to do with massive changes, massive downloads, intuitions, and premonitions. You could intuitively know what is good for you in the next step, but not see a lot further than that, right? This carpet, this magic carpet, is still hovering over a desert. So maybe perhaps your current reputation is that you're feeling like emotional, like dryness or depletion of some way, some sort, and you're moving on to something new. But in that process, you're taking it step by step and following your gut and your intuition. Like, yeah, the map isn't clear to you. It's like you're not going to be like, turn left now, you know, rerouting. We don't have that kind of a voice. We have that premonition that things are changing and that you have a new beginning, and it's going to be something that is actually remarkable because of the overview right here and because of what you've learned and what you've achieved so far. Your current reputation is that you've done a lot and that you're willing to put some of these wands down, that you're willing to no longer carry other things that people should be doing. I feel like the level of expectation upon you has been very difficult. The level of expectation has been high. And you're putting an end to things, yeah, or things are coming to an end, that you have a premonition that cycles are completing, that you've achieved a cycle, that you've elevated. It's now time to graduate into the new level, into your new glow up, into your new show up. So this is your reputation, yeah, that you're somebody that people go to because of your premonition, because of your instinct and your intuition. And so in some ways, you are very in touch with animals, I'm going to say. And it sounds kind of like wild to even talk about, but because right now I'm picturing like deer and the doe and how they could be a little bit like, whoa, did I hear something? But then they could be really combative when it's rutting season and they're like, yeah, baby. I'm just kidding. But they're like locking horns and they're like, I will knock your horn off. You're not going to mess with my doe. And doe, maybe this has to do with money. This could have to do with, you caring so much in order to create wealth or create support system for yourself and your family or whatever the deal is right now, that it seems like you are parched, you are thirsty, you are kind of exhausted with carrying all the things and doing all the things, and you would like a higher perspective and to be able to see things in a different manner, so you could not feel like this dryness any longer. So that is what I have. You're getting out of that cycle with the number 12, right? It adds up to a number 3. Again, I feel like that's a nod to like pile number 1. If you feel interested, do it, go for it. The number 8 and the 1, reduces to 9. And so I feel like you're nearing a completion and your spirit knows it, but also I feel like you feel calm because you've navigated so many different things in your life and people know this about you, that you weathered so many different storms, navigated different terrain, that you have a lot of capabilities. You have a lot of tools, a lot of you have a lot of things in your arsenal in order to be able to navigate your very next step. And so I feel like your current reputation is that you could do anything because you've shown and proven to other people that you can do anything. And that's your current reputation. Not that we're out to prove anything, but here we are. So that's what I have. Let me know what you guys think. Much love. Until next time, namaste.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3. What is your current reputation? I definitely feel like there's some looking back. Okay, you could be reflecting a little bit on your life right about now. I feel like the way she's self-protective right there, that you could be a little bit in a shell or a cocoon, if you will. Definitely something to do with your crown chakra. So your reputation is that you're in touch with your emotions for sure. But stay tuned and let's see what the cards have to say in 3, 2. Welcome, welcome. If you're new here, I hope that you find something that is helpful, or at the very least, something that is encouraging. Pile number 3. What is your current reputation? Let us see. Touch with sensitivity. Okay. You could definitely be a sensitive. But also, I was getting a little like steamy energy while I was shuffling. So, Taylor Dane, I touch my... Anyways, I don't know if I can even say that on this channel, but here we are talking about things. So I definitely feel like you radiate an energy of like sensuality, not just sensitivity, but you could be very sensitive. You could be sensitive, right? We talk about that as far as like people being able to like be empathic, right? They're empathic to other people. So let's see what else we have. Pile number 3. What is your current reputation? Life force with the Ankh. Yeah. Wow. Beautiful. Incredibly powerful symbol that I need to look up. And we're back. So I'm just going to read you for just a moment. So the Ankh is an iconic glyph in ancient Egypt culture. It represents the essence of life or life force. What happened there? That light just dimmed. What? Okay, well, I guess we're gonna... Yeah, wow. Interesting. No accidents here. The Ankh is seen widely in ancient Egypt. Art is often depicted by the hands of gods and goddesses, conveying that they were in possession of the ability to bestow blessings of vitality and spiritual strength on pharaohs and revered individuals. Okay, so this can have to do with your vitality. And according to said book, this beautiful Ankh, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, yeah, is going to help you increase vitality after a period of stagnation. You're on the brink of deeper understanding of universal truths and wisdom. I feel like actually the way this pertains to your current reputation is that you have a deeper understanding, that maybe even perhaps you have, I don't want to say sustained, but someone perhaps has crossed over recently in your life. I would say with the past 6 months, you've had a death in the family or a friend, and this is not a prediction. This has already happened, okay? And for those of you that get it. And I feel like you have an ability to really embrace, because like, what do we have left to do but deny, right? It already happened. A deeper truth and deeper understanding about life force, and energy. And it's kind of interesting that we're talking about this, because I was just thinking about my friend, Steph, who has recently crossed over. And I was thinking about her energy and how I can sometimes feel her, how she's light as a fairy, but she was a little bull. She was really super cute, like a bull fairy, very different energy. And so maybe perhaps your current reputation is that you could be a little bit in possession of like knowledge and wisdom that other people really don't understand, that you have a great grasp on things, how everything is literally just energy, how when people do cross over, it is an energetic thing. And although, it's like I've had a very difficult time of this, we're not talking about me, but in order to get you to really understand what I'm trying to convey is like, even though you could have mourned or had a very difficult, challenging time of this, that you hang on to the understanding that energy is a cycle, and I don't know, something about this. So we might have to revisit that, but also something about your vitality that maybe perhaps you've been feeling a little bit, I heard droopy, a little bit sad, a little bit. Yeah, because when I was doing your shuffle, I saw this flower literally, and it opened up and I saw a figure in the middle of a flower with all the petals, kind of like a sunflower, encasing you and holding you, enveloping you, if you will. And I feel like maybe perhaps you're in a period of like reprieve or a pause, or maybe that you're sensitive, that you are asensitive, you can feel things. And maybe you also are someone that you are sensitive to signs. I'm like, I don't understand why my laptop is fully charged, which is in charge of this overhead lighting that I try to provide for you guys. I try to provide. Anyways, and that you guys really understand that everything is a sign from the universe. And I feel like there are no accidents. And so I feel like that's your current reputation. Let's see what else we have right here. Pile number 3, you have, what is this? Hope. Oh, I want to cry. Okay, no crying. There's no crying in baseball. So you definitely have hope. Pile number 3, that I'm going to say that even though you've suffered loss or losses, plural, and this can mean from people crossing over, moving on. It can mean whatever. Loss is loss, right? I feel like your current reputation is that you do have hope, that the sun is rising for you, that you are regaining your vitality. And I just want to give you a big old hug if this is your narrative, if this is your story. If it's not, hang in there with me. I'm like, but wait, there's more. Yeah, so that you also provide hope and a light. I heard the word luz in Spanish. Maybe some of you guys are Latino, Latina. I don't know your life, right? But with the 5s right here, be optimistic about things, because there is change coming for you in a positive way, right? With the number 10 right here being featured, you could be seeing 1010 or 1055, right? As alluded to right here, it could be 1055 whenever you're watching this video. In fact, I don't know your life, but I definitely feel like you are sensitive. And with the 2 5s right here, maybe you've had 2 massive endings, 2 massive shifts. I personally have had 2 big losses that were massive to me. And so I'm just going to say that you could be in a period of time of recovery, of nurturing, or a need of nurturance. Is that a word? I don't know. But anyways, we're going to keep it pushing, because I definitely feel like with hope, with change comes hope and a new turn of events for you. Yeah, the number 538 on camera right now could mean something to you as well. You could be 38 years old. 5 could be prominent in your life. See what we have here for you. Contemplation and soul searching. Yeah, you have definitely Okay, yeah, can I show this? Because YouTube is so wild sometimes. Anyways, while we talk, let me just do YouTube appropriate clothing for my cards right here. Because, anyways, moving on. But I definitely feel like you could have had a lot of pauses. And this could be a lot of stop and goes. A lot of, wait, this happened. Oh, let me adjust. Let me do this. And I feel like all of that is really actually like navigational systems. I feel like those things are simply, I don't want to say like rerouting, but I definitely feel like it has something to do with, you know, stops and goes. Like you need a moment, a reprieve, a minute just to kind of do whatever you need to do. And I feel like that's being alluded to right here. Now with the soul searching, you could have had time to really digest things, to have a different outlook, a different view, a different point of view, a different method of looking at things. And also, I definitely feel like you are a soft place to land because you're intuitive currently. Okay, I don't know if that even looks weirdo with my stickers. Sorry. That's all I have available, my nail stickers, and we're using them for this. But yeah, I feel like with a lotus flower, even that person in the middle just really actually was very similar. So yeah, you could be withdrawing, you could be going within, and you could be doing a lot of healing, internal healing at this point in time, and a lot of shedding. So I feel like that has to do with maybe a lot of releasing old emotion, releasing trapped emotion, allowing the universe, like tears flow back into Mother Earth is what I'm hearing. And I feel like this is a time where you are being allowed or being led to really cleanse your energy, cleanse out that sadness. And it's not like you're gonna let it go, or it doesn't mean, sorry, it doesn't mean that you are letting things go and that you don't care, or that you care less because you're not in constant mourning. That is a fallacy. That is a lie, right? If we're able to, you know, leave things, or situations that no longer behoove us, or people that have crossed over and things like that, you being able to laugh, you being able to move on doesn't mean that you cared less. So I want to just confirm that for someone out there, because sometimes I feel like as a society, we think, well, if we're in constant mourning, if we're always attached to one idea, if we're always going, you know, ruminating over things, it means that you really care. Well, it doesn't mean that you care any less, that you're able to take that memory and take it with you. It doesn't have to be a constant sadness thing. And I feel like you are undergoing massive changes with this, right? Yeah. So I'm definitely feeling a lot of emotion. So let's get through this. You could be seen as like, your current reputation could be one that you are letting a lot of things go. Yeah, that you are extremely sensitive, that you are undergoing a lot of massive changes. Let's keep it pushing here. And I feel like the people that would see this, because even these like droplets appear to be like a little bit like tears coming from this, right? So people could really have a compassionate heart for you at this point in time. They could really understand what you are undergoing. I'm like, this light that is not lighting is not helpful. Yeah, I feel like also maybe perhaps this is stating that you are in a period where things can appear a little bit dark or a little bit sad or dismal, or it could be raining a lot where you're at. It's definitely raining where I'm at currently. But that you're looking at the wins, that you're looking at the good times, that you may be celebrated with loved ones, that you're celebrating your life force, that you are regaining your life force back, that some of you guys have chronic fatigue. I suffer from that. And so maybe perhaps some of you guys have chronic fatigue, and that is changing for you as well, as you cleanse us and as you allow hope to be infused back into your life, right? Vitality and love and strength to return to you is what I heard. So I don't know if we did this. I don't think so, because this has been kind of a wild ride. I didn't expect this in this reading at all. But pile number 3, I know it's been choppy. Bear with me. If you can please like, share, comment, subscribe, I would really appreciate it. If you resonated with this, if it made sense to you, if it is lending you a little bit of hope, that is my intent, okay? So, moving on. What is the current reputation? Eye of Horus. I knew I was going to get one of these because it's been a challenging reading. So I'm going to have to pause and read this one as well. And what do we have here? And we have centered and abundance with, yes, nurturing. Yeah, the Empress. The Empress energy. That's what we're talking about, is nurturing. I'm like, I don't think I have to hide that. But anyways, I'm going to pause this for just a moment. And we're back. Pile number 3. So sorry for all the interruptions, but I feel like this is really important to your story. So it says the Eye of Horus represents a theme. Let's just look at it while we read. And we're almost done, promise. Not pretty. Okay. Represents themes of universal wisdom and divine protection. According to legend, Horus, the falcon god of the sun, lost his eye in a fierce battle with his uncle Set, the god of chaos. The eye was later restored by Thoth, the god of wisdom, symbolizing healing and the triumph over chaos. The eye was ubiquitously used in ancient Egypt as an amulet for protection. And beyond its protective qualities, it was considered a symbol of wisdom. Okay? So stay devoted and in tune with your spiritual mindful practices. Now check this out. I just wanted to read this last part for you especially. It says, absorbing esoteric information, or as esoteric, I don't know how to pronounce that, will be invigorating. Invigorating. Did we not talk about life force? Your invigoration returning to you. So look into something new or expand your existing knowledge. Yeah. Hello, as I drop the pamphlet. Okay. The book here. So definitely expansion of knowledge and wisdom. You're in a period of recovery, but that you are being restored, and it is going to be so much better than what it was in the past. That you are healing, taking a reprieve, taking time to nourish self, and that is incredibly powerful. But I also feel like you're somebody who is abundant, and you have restorative energy for other people. I simply think that your reputation at this point in time is that you are in a little cocoon, because I actually, when I was shuffling, I wish I would have called that out earlier, I felt like cocoon energy with that flower. And now that we see the lotus holding you propped up, is that you are in a healing stage right now, but that you are typically somebody that actually provides emotional and spiritual nourishment to others. So that is what I have. I feel like you're going to overcome, and yeah, you are going to be replenished very, very soon. And people know that as well. The people that come to you typically for that nourishment will know that it will become available as soon as you power up. I know that's super corny, but I used to tell my son, power up, power down, whatever. And so thought it was kind of funny and appropriate here. Yeah, but as soon as you nourish yourself, you'll have plenty to be able to give to others as well. So fear not, and know that you are on the proper journey just for you. Take care of you. Much, much love. Until next time, namaste.